I'd like to welcome you to Soul School. I am your brother like no other, Elder Blacklight, the kind of flavor that will save you and the kind of knowledge you're going to get in college. We're talking about eating from the tree of good and evil. There was two trees in the garden that was talked about in Genesis of the Bible. One was the tree of life, the other was the tree of good and evil. And in the tree of good and evil, uh, Allah said, told Adam and Eve, don't eat of that tree of good and evil or you will surely die. And we're supposed to be gardeners of Allah in the garden of Allah. I term myself the custodian in the temple of Allah. That's how I term it, but if you notice that the words could take on alternative meanings, like magnetism. Magnetism is discovered that everything has a field or a magnetic field, and from your minute cells is a magnetic field, which is energy, and the Chinese call it qi because it's the breath of the universe that supplies this electric magnetic field. And one of the scientists, young brother scientist, was Mastermind Allah, who started talking about it when Sinetta was on that positive magnetic field. But they gave way because we are eating. When I say gave way, they gave way to the evilness of the world, of the mind, put it like that. The evilness of this mind, which is a tree, and that tree is where the serpent, where he comes from. The serpent is actually the mind of Yaqub, and the mind of Yaqub created or made what we call the Caucasian, the devil, which means grafting from the original, and therefore the frequency drops. Therefore, when you grab from anything original, the integrity of that is diminished. And when you allow that to master over the good, but I guess he switched poles. He switched the poles because you in a magnet you got a negative and a positive pole, and a like supposed to attract alike. If you understanding me. And what Yaqub did was he switched it around where unalike attracts like, or like attracts unalike. You know, and he got all this from the brown germ, or the brown gene and the black gene. He discovered that there were two genes in the black man. We still got it in us today. So when we pray sometimes, we put the right hand over the left hand. That means we keeping the left hand down, you know, and the right hand is dominating. You know. So the left side and the right side. So some kind of way the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere are switched. So we're eating from the left hemisphere right now. You know, we're in that negative state of being. If you understand what I'm talking about. We're gonna stay on this until I'm quite sure within my own self that, you know, I'm making it clear with you. And a lot of y'all are not gonna get it, but that's why we say the fall of the Nation of Islam is really the weeding out of the negative influences, so we can get to our higher good. And those individuals that's attracted and is dominated by that negative influence are being weeded out. So this is what they call a judgment, you know. And you can't have no shame in your game. Or I say it like this: you can't have no shame in your nature, you know. So you got to get that out of you. And we're influenced by negativity, and that's dominate. But it's supposed to be a balance, you know. So it's out of balance, and so we took all the negative habits, you know. We're practicing evil right now. We call ourselves out our names, like America. We say we're American, when actually there's no boundaries if you're a child of Allah. You know, Allah has no boundaries. He's the all in all. You know, He has no, certain land mass, because Allah was here before there was a land mass. You know, and then you're going to cut the land mass up into imaginary borders and try to rule that. You know, no, there's no imaginary borders with Allah. So I can see my time is growing short, so stay tuned for the next one. Stay ready. Assalamu alaikum.